Stephanie Milky here, aka Keto Mom, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the Keto Mom podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the Keto Mom Secrets podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie, and I'm back. Well, I have done a couple lives, but we were traveling. Awkward. My shirt is crooked. We were traveling. I look at myself in the camera and I'm like, weird. This is not working. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. All right. So we are in Minnesota and we were traveling in Florida for a week and it was glorious. And we'll go back soon. So tell me where you're tuning in from. I wanted to hop on here and say happy May Day. Is that exciting for you? Like, yay, I'm excited. If you're like, I love a new month. I'm super excited. It's a Monday. It's a new month and a Monday. Like, yes, I'm super excited. Or if you're like, hey, it's really not a big deal for me. Give me one of those. Which one? All right. So I wanted to say happy Monday. Happy May Day if you're tuning in live. I love Mondays because for me, I feel like I'm like, yes, I'm going to dominate this week. Although I spent a majority of my morning in an airplane and it was super great. But for real, hey, who used to do May Day baskets? Did anybody on here when you were young do May Day baskets? Patty's giving me a thumbs up. She's having a great day. She's excited that it's May or a Monday, probably both. And hello everybody that's tuning in. When I was young, we used to do May Day baskets where we would put them on people's doors and usually had like candy and popcorn and cereal and they would run away and try to hide from the neighbor kids. So super fun. I was just thinking of that this morning and I was like, oh man, that was really fun. So here is a question that I got this week as we were traveling. And I have a lot of people asking about intermittent fasting. What is it? Or the longer extended fast that we're going to do later this month. So as you're tuning in, where are you tuning in from? Give me a yay or a nay if you're excited about this month. I'm excited. Why? Because it's closer to summer for us. Here up in the north, it is still 50 degrees. When I was flying home from Florida, I was waving goodbye to 85. We were in the ocean on Saturday, but it's great. Be thankful wherever you're at. And so tell me where you're tuning in from. And then I have a lot of people asking about intermittent fasting, so I want to explain it to you. And I had a lot of people asking, did I stay on track as we weren't really on vacation and yet we were. I guess anytime you travel away from your home, you could say vacation. Hi, how are you guys? Oh, hello, Precious. Is it Precious from the Philippines? Hi, I love that you can tune in all the way from the Philippines. Hi, Patty from Ohio. So, hi, Diane. So when we travel, we work from home and we homeschool. So I like to think about it as removing us from one state, going to the next state. I'm still working and still homeschooling and still doing life in a different state. But we did have a lot of fun. So what we did is I did not go to the gym. So that's something different. I didn't do a CrossFit gym there, but we walked a ton. So last week was a lot of walking for us and it was fun. It was playing outside and walking and sweating. All good things. Hi, Carmen from Kentucky. And then I intermittent fasted. So I drank ketones every day. I intermittent fasted. I ordered a salad a majority of my lunches. Anytime we went out, I usually ordered salmon for dinner. And I can think of like 3 things that I ate that was really not great. I shared some key lime pie with my husband. And I ate a couple of my kids' fries. I didn't eat terrible at all. And so I actually feel great about my trip. I don't go places thinking like I'm going to be rigid or probably do the exact same thing I do at home, but I just do the best that I can. And as long as I'm moving my body, always drinking water, always drinking my ketones, and then intermittent fasting, I think all those things help a ton. So wherever you're at, I just think they're super helpful. So tell me, here's the question is, I get people asking about intermittent fasting. It seems like the topic most people want to understand. So let me ask you this question. Tell me, do you intermittent fast or do you eat breakfast? I'll explain to you what the intermittent fasting is here in a second. But if at any time, I'm actually going to talk to you about a whole bunch of different things, and I'll bring this back up in a second, but at any time while you're listening to me and you want to know more, because the intermittent fasting that I do involves ketones or drinking ketones, I'm going to explain to you the concept of intermittent fasting and just fasting in general. But if you want more information about our intermittent fasting kit, just ketones in general, I want you to post ketones in the comments and we can chat. So if you want to know more anything I'm about to talk about, just post ketones in the comments and we'll chat. So intermittent fasting, here is what it is. And that's fine that you eat breakfast. You eat breakfast as you drink coffee, Patty. I think that's great. For the first year that I dove into this lifestyle with my husband, when my husband was doing the keto diet, I thought he was crazy. I joined my husband when he handed me a pack of ketones. And, I actually grabbed the wrong box. My husband handed me a pack of ketones. That's the only way I started. And then I ate breakfast. I didn't dive into fasting till about 2 years ago. Well, maybe a little bit over 2 years ago. Actually, consistently intermittent fasting didn't start until December for me. I have done longer fasts like these I'm going to talk about later, but I started my keto, low carb, eating healthy journey with this packet. And I use this during my fasting period. You don't have to, but I do. Here's what intermittent fasting is. You stop eating after dinner. So whenever you're done with dinner, not like a 9 o'clock dinner, 5, 6, 7, stop eating after dinner and you go to the next day, 16 hours, okay? So you're allowing your body to rest, to digest, to rest, and it actually is very good for you. So if you stop eating after dinner and you go to the next day, you're basically getting to lunchtime, count out 16 hours, right? So if you stop eating after 7, you go to the next day, just calculate your hours. That'll be like a fast. And so here's the best way to understand it. It's like sleeping at night. If you were to say that you could only have 3 hours of sleep a night, would you think that you could function? Somebody tell me, yes or no. Could you function on 3 hours of sleep? And if that was consistently, let's say for months and months and months, or years and years and years, I'm going to guess you would say no. It's the same with your body. So think about if you eat until you go to bed, which a lot of people do, they snack as they watch TV, and then they eat as soon as they get up in the morning. What's happening? Your body is getting about 3 hours of rest. It's not enough. So the point of intermittent fasting, the point of basically skipping breakfast, although some of us were taught that breakfast was the most important meal of the day, that's a lie. And some of you are going to argue, listen, I'm not here to argue. Like, I'm just telling you, I feel better this way. And some of you are like, no, I have to eat. That's totally up to you. Because for years I ate breakfast. I ate a low carb breakfast. I ate eggs every single day. Right. And so, if you have questions, please ask below and then, I will come back on. I'm trying to read them, but I can't read them as they're going through. So I will come back and chat with you. So the point is your body needs to rest like you do, like your brain does. So just think about intermittent fasting as you're prolonging, you're resting your body. What can you have during a fast? Some people think just water. And listen, when somebody says, I'm doing the keto diet could mean all of these different ways to do keto. It could be low carb, very strict keto. It could be lazy keto and dirty keto and however keto I want, because in people's minds, it looks differently for everybody. That's the same with fasting. Some people are like, you cannot do a fast unless it's only water. Or some people will say, how about an egg fast? Or like, so here's what we do. We've checked it on our blood meter. We've ran it by the doctors. I drink ketones during my fast. They do not break my fast. They do not raise my insulin. So I drink ketones. You can drink water. Some people ask if they can have coffee. The experts, would say you can have coffee or tea that has 0 sugar and no cream in it if you want it to be a true intermittent fasting. So remember, everybody's a little different, right? Some people say only water. Some people say they'll have black coffee. Some people will have ketones. This is how I intermittent fast. And so it's super helpful. But basically you're resting, you're letting your body rest. Does that make sense? Why? Fasting helps with brain health. Fasting helps with gut health. Fasting helps with fat loss. Fasting helps in so many different ways. And here's the last thing I'll say about intermittent fasting. Go to Google and just type in benefits of intermittent fasting, and you're going to have a ton of benefits. Even medical things that I can't talk about because I'm not a doctor, but you can go read it and it's pretty incredible. So if you've reached like a plateau, if you're like, I need to go to the next, either I need to get started, let's just work on some low carb meals, right? Let's work on your water intake. Let me help you get some basic things started. If you're like, I binge on potato chips every night and ice cream, how should I get started? I'm going to give you some very basic how-tos. Probably not diving into fasting right away. If you're like, I do low carb, I've done it in the past, I've done keto, I need to restart, I need to take it to the next level, I need to get past a plateau, intermittent fasting is incredible to dive into. And if you can't quite make 16 hours, shoot for 14. Shoot for 12 or 13. See how long you can push it. It's a great way, and you don't have to do it every single day. I used to do it days on and days off. I usually do it for sure Monday through Friday. If we're going to have, like, our girls like to have sleepovers with girls from their youth group or cousins or whoever's over, if I make like an egg bake or something, I like to have that in the morning, or I'll push that to lunch. On the weekends, or if we were to go to like something at our church or something with our family, I would be fine on the weekends. But I really stick to Monday through Friday intermittent fasting, and it's super helpful. I drink ketones and water and electrolytes. For those of you who want some help extending your fast, they're super helpful. So if you have questions below about fasting, let me know. If there's something that helps you, post below. So I do get a lot of people asking about ketones. I drink these every day. I have for 8 years. It will not break your fast. You can drink them once or twice a day. This is my fuel source. You don't have to be keto. They are drinkable ketones. You pour it in some water, you shake it up, you're going to feel amazing. It's going to help you with your energy, your focus, your appetite control. So I'm starting a new 10-day challenge to where you can drink ketones once or twice a day. This is a variety box. So it's got 10 caffeine, 10 caffeine free, 5 different flavors. This is actually how I would start somebody. If you've never tried ketones, if you just need help getting started, if you're like, I'm up and I'm down, I start and then I quit. I've done great and lost all the weight and then I gained it back, which I hear every single day. And so, yes, your body can make ketones and you can drink them. Most people don't do the diet either properly or long enough to have their body make ketones, but you can drink these and they're going to help you with your energy. For me as a mom, I'm not napping. Number 2, it's going to help you not snack as much. For me as a stay-at-home, work-at-home mom, I'm not eating out of my kitchen every time I'm bored. I'm never bored, just so you know. But like if I'm walking in my kitchen and I see something, you see food and you want to eat it, helps me not eat as much. Or snacking helps me in the CrossFit gym. Ketones help my brain turn on so I can homeschool our 4 girls. Ketones help with fat loss and so much more. If you've never tried them, and you want to join us for this month's 10-day challenge, I'm going to walk you through it, help you with your food, post ketones in the comments, and we will chat. I'm going to actually show you some videos so that we can understand them. And then if you are already drinking ketones, you're already feeling amazing. Maybe you're like, I need a kick start, like, excuse me. I need like kick in the booty. We're going to be doing this together. So you can couple these two, but this is a longer fast. If you're already intermittent fasting, or if you're already like, hey, guess what? Summer's around the corner in 30 days. I need my booty kicked in gear. This is called this is called the reboot. So it has ketones, it has electrolytes, and it has our keto protein, which doesn't break your fast. They did a ton of research on it. It helps so much. And so if you're like, okay, I will join you on the reboot. This one we are going to we're going to walk through both of them together. This, you're going to eat low carb meals. You're going to work on drinking water, cut back. Oh, my throat is so dry. Excuse me. You're going to work on low carb meals, drinking ketones, drinking your water. We're going to work on eating better. This is like,
Hey, Steph, that's me. I actually need a lot of help. Hey, I've gained and lost and gained it again. We're going to fast for 60 hours. We're going to do it together. If this sounds appealing to you, post reboot in the comments. If you're like, there's no way that I'm going to fast, post ketones in the comments. However you want to get started. I usually have a lot of people that buy these together because they'll do one and then they'll dive into the reboot later. So they have 10 or 20 days. You can do 1 a day for 2, 1 a day for 20 day, or 2 day for 10. Does that make sense? I'll help you through it. Anyways, it's a variety box and it's the best place to start. So wrong box. If you want to know more, just post ketones below and we'll chat. Oh, that's a Minnesota term if you didn't know that. So super, super, super helpful. Let me know what questions you have below. I answer questions all day long. And a lot of the questions have to do with fasting. How do I get started? So many people, they're like, I've gained the weight. I've lost the weight. I gained the weight. Actually, there's a lot of people. Actually, I heard this today. And I'll probably share it tomorrow. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm mumbling. I have people, and this is another common question that I get almost every day. And the question is, how do I stay motivated? Anybody have that question? How do I stay motivated? And I learned something today. I have 4 dogs too. I have 4 daughters, 4 dogs, an incredible husband. How do I stay motivated? And so I was listening to an incredible podcast, which I think I've been saying I was going to share my podcast with you, and I have failed you. I apologize. I will post them on my stories as soon as I'm done. But the podcast I was listening to, I'm pretty sure it was by Craig Groeschel, and he talked about the difference between motivation and inspiration. Are you ready? Oh my goodness, look at somebody posted a heart and it looks like it's on my hand. You guys see that? Maybe you can't see it. I can see it from my end. That was super cute. Okay. Motivation usually means that you need something to motivate you. It might be reading a book. It might be listening to somebody. It might be a song, like something on the outward, something that has to push you to do something. I think that's how he explained it. It comes out, it's not in you, it's outside of you. Motivation is temporary. Motivation is like, oh, this song pumps me up. I'm going to go run on the treadmill. Oh, I just listened to an incredible speaker. I'm going to go do this, right? And that is temporary, which is why so many people will say, I want to be better. I want to feel better. I want to be healthy. I just can't get myself to do it. And it's because you lack inspiration. Motivation is temporary. Inspiration comes within. And inspiration pulls it out of you, which means it has to come within you. And that starts with believing in yourself. What is your why? Like, you have to want something so bad that if other people say, I can't believe that you're not going to eat the donut. I can't believe that you think you're going to be that size. Like, you have to have the grit to do it no matter what. It comes within you. And you find that by you digging in and going, I know why I want to be healthy, to stay around for my kids or my grandkids, or to not be like maybe people in the past that were in your family. Like, you want to be healthy. I want to be strong. Like, what? Was that a bug? Did you see that fall behind me? I don't know what that was. It looked weird. So does that make sense? Like, what inspires you, or what do you want, and why do you want it? It's got to come out of you, not just a song that you hear that motivates you. So you've got to figure out, like, how can I get the inspiration out of me? How, if my best friend tells me, Stephanie, you'll never do that. There's no way. You'll always look like that. Oh, you think you're better than everybody else? Oh, I'm just saying things that people will say, right? What? Oh, come on, just come out with us. It's not a big deal. You can start on Monday. Oh, it's not a big deal, right? What is going to make you draw a line in the sand, pull the inspiration out from you? It's the grit. It's the tenacity. It's like, no, I have goals and I love you, my friend, or I will go with you and I'm not going to do that. Or I'm actually, you know what? I know what it is. He also explained it like this. He goes, when somebody is overeating, and all of a sudden, let's say that I eat a bag of chips every single night. Ugh, I love chips, right? And you're like, oh, it's my weakness. I need to stop doing it. It is my temptation. It's in front of me. It's in my cupboard. I eat it every night. Nobody, but let's say it's not in my cupboard. Here's the last thing I'm going to say. Nobody is ever tempted by something that's not in front of them. So if you're like, I can't help it. I eat what's in front of me. I can't help it. The kids have the candy in the house. Like, if there's a temptation in front of you that's causing you to do the thing that you don't want to do, a temptation could be a drive-through. It could be your candy drawer. It could be the cookies that you buy your kids or the ice cream in the freezer, or it could be, I don't know what it is. It doesn't even have to do with health. It could be something like Target. If there's something that you're doing that you're like, oh, every time, that temptation, nobody ever failed or nobody ever gave in to a temptation that wasn't there. Part of being inspired and part of having grit is removing temptation, getting rid of the candy drawer, telling your kids like, hey, you know what? We're not going to buy that ice cream anymore because I am mom or dad. Like, we are getting healthy. I'm going to stay strong for you. I'm going to show you that I can do this. So kids, you don't need the ice cream, and I'm not putting it in the house because I eat it. I think oftentimes parents feel like they've got to put things in their home for their children, when in fact your kids actually don't need it and they can have it at grandma's house. That was something totally random, but I'm telling you, if you find yourself being tempted and then falling to the temptation, nobody ever failed when the temptation was removed. You don't get to eat the bag of chips if they're not in your cupboard, or the Oreos or the ice cream, right? Or if you're like, you know what, I actually can't go past that drive-through because my car is a magnet and it goes right into the drive-through lane and I can't even help it, but the donuts come into my window without me asking. Then you get to go, you know what, I'm going to remove the temptation of the magnet and I'm going to go a different route to work. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to message Stephanie on the Keto Mom page and I'm going to say, Stephanie, instead of me buying that $8 sugary coffee, I want to know more about ketones. Oh, you guys, I'm having fun. All right. So I want to say this. You can do this. And there's inspiration. There's a reason why you want what you want. There's a reason why you're on here. I would love to know what that is. If you don't know what that is, dig deep into your heart tonight and be like, why do I want what I want? What is the temptation I have to remove? I'm going to start drinking ketones to help me on my journey because they sound super great. Or you don't have to, but if you want to, they're great. So thank you for tuning in. Your presence matters. Post ketones below if you want to join us for either the challenge kit or even just the reboot. I'll send both things so you guys can look at those. Ask all of your questions below. Send me a message. I am here to help. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for saying hi. And I will send you all a message that ask a question and I'll send you a message back and answer it for you. I'm not a doctor, but I have been sharing and learning a lot for almost 8 years, 10 years if you count my husband's 2 years of dieting without ketones. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you have an incredible night and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.